Valuable property. Everybody told me, oh, you paid too much, you paid too much. Now they're all saying what a great deal he made on the process.
A new Supreme Leader of Iran has been chosen over the objections of the Supreme Leader of the world. They should know better. Then again, there is a higher power, the Supreme Leader of heaven and earth, and Mr. Christ personally guided Mr. Trump to do this holiest of wars. Or non-wars. Whatevs. Trump will pick the next leaders of Iran and also Cuba. But of course, guided by Jesus. Also, Iran is the only side of the war that targets civilians, mainly their own, according to Secretary of Military Scholarship Pete Hegg-Fox. The script for the snuff film that is Operation Epic Hubris was laid out by Hegg-Fox.
This was never meant to be a fair fight, and it is not a fair fight. We are punching them while they're down, which is exactly how it should be.
Was Hegg bullied as a child, or is he just dry-drunking his way through untrammeled brutality? Scholars differ. If you thought the weed poisoner Roundup was bad for people, try white phosphorus, which burns deep holes in folks that get in its way. Like in a war. Both are made by Bayer, which sends lobbyists to promote their particular death tools to an eagerly receptive government. If that's what we have. They are receptive for good, well, for a reason. One of said lobbyists raised $50 million for the God President. Well, after all, his former partners include Susie Wiles and Pam Bondi, will ya? Bayer makes both criminal products because of its 2018 purchase of Monsanto, which was lauded at the time as making it easier and more efficient to kill everything that moves. Or used to. Markwayne Mullin, who is both Cherokee and anti-Cherokee, according to, let's see here, the Cherokees, has gone from mixed martial arts fighter to MAGA warrior, perhaps, dare we say, from cage fights to fishing boat strikes. M-Dub's Indian identity almost derailed his nomination on grounds of being diverse, but in the end, Trump decided he was a good Indian. And besides, you'd also have to derail Johnny Cash, Jimi Hendrix, and Cher. You don't want to be on the fighting side of Cher.
I don't like the way Mr. Trump is treating me.
In Gulf of America news, Trump would like to see a friendly takeover of Cuba. Does he know there's a dictionary on the internet? Friendly, in this case, means we help them pick a new leader and help ourselves to their resources. In this case, 57 Chevys. After all, they stole them from America, along with our God-given casinos. Cuba appears poised to cry uncle to Sam, which would amount to a clean sweep for the Don Roe Doctrine, which posits that countries in our Americas should not be invaded and ruled by themselves. As to the possible seizure of the present leaders of Cuba, friendly style, of course, this could be facilitated by their impending indictments for, among other things, economic crimes. Yes, grand theft from the mafia. And don't forget, they were Jewish. Did they work alone, or did they team up? How did they do it? They just got lucky. Anyway, the anti-Semitic, anti-Italian, anti-business Cubists will get theirs, having gotten ours. The indictment of Maduro justified his abduction. Some suggest the U.S. should therefore abduct Generalissimo Netanyahu to The Hague, and it is reported here that the Don is strongly considering the death penalty for the suggesters. Somewhat reformed Trump thug Lev Parnas is running for Congress as a Democrat. As a felon, however, he will be unable to vote for himself. I do hope he doesn't lose by 1 vote. Scouting America is ditching diversity to retain support from the War Department, which is important and appropriate because it is. War Dep denies being at war with America, declaring that the Boy Scouts are, specifically 200,000 Girl Scouts who obviously don't know their place. At the insistence of Scoutmaster Hegseth, they are abolishing the Citizenship in Society Merit Badge, which emphasized ethical leadership, a concept so far beyond woke it is probably a hallucination. War Dep is also cutting ties with universities that brainwash soldier students with wicked ideologies, making them wicked smart. Unis from Columbia to Tufts will be replaced by conservative Christian schools that will give soldiers a more relevant education, like whatever is the opposite of woke. A recent poll reveals, no shocker, that Americans are sharply divided over Trump, with 46% saying he is racist, but around 50% saying he is corrupt, 49% cruel, and 51% dangerous. The other half, the great unwoke, could they maybe have Stockholm Syndrome? Or maybe just Trumpholm Syndrome? Between 1989 and 2022, the 1% added 100 times as much wealth as those at the national median. And between 1982 and 2022, the share of national wealth owned by the top 0.00001% has risen by a factor of almost 10. According to Oxfam, the top 0.0001% in the United States now controls a greater share of wealth than it did in the Gilded Age, which makes it all the more necessary to blame our economic woes on migrants. In response, New York Governor Hochul wants to combat Donald Trump by refusing to tax the rich. Go freaking figure.